What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we have Eternity of Pain week 1. So this is, I think, the 4th Eternity of Pain. So we got Havoc as our first of the 4 bosses, and this fight is really well done. It's very smart. Like, the nodes are amazing, and I saw like heal block, and I'm like, no way, because like I'm gonna have to remove suicide. There's no way to get rid of this heal block. It's just a passive. It's just there for the whole fight. But then there's another node which is new, I believe. So every time you the defender blocks an attack from you, you actually purify 1 debuff off of you. So if you start the fight by hitting this guy into the block twice, you can just get rid of poison and bleed for the whole fight, and that is exactly what I did. So this is amazing. And then they have another node called Crumbling Armor. So I think if you don't hit the opponent for like 6 or 5 seconds, you get an armor break on you. And it's really tricky sometimes because against Havoc, we all know we need to have armor up buffs to not take any plasma damage. And then they also have the buff synthesis, precision, and armor up node. So basically, if you have an armor up and you trigger a precision, and precision is dex as well, they can convert it into a true strike buff. And this is actually bad sometimes. But luckily, there's another node called, I don't know how it's called, I think, basically, I don't know how it's called, but every time you parry, you gain 1 armor up that doesn't stack. So that's really amazing. Like, even if you don't use a champion with armor ups, you can just parry and have the armor up before the plasma detonates. You're not going to take any damage. But yeah, that's pretty tricky sometimes because of the buff synthesis nodes, because you can dex as well and get rid of it. So you need to have it on. And as you saw right there, I blocked his unblockable attack. So there's the other node with the steadfast charges. So every 5 hits in your combo meter, you gain 1 of those steadfast charges, which allows you to block 1 unblockable attack. And the last hit of your special 2 is like 2 hits. So he consumes 2 of those charges, and the special 1 is 3 beam hits. So it would consume 3. So Hulkbuster here, he is our extra large objective and our Avengers objective. We're going to talk about the God and Metal after this fight. But this is not a bad objective, to be honest. Hulkbuster is really nice. We're going to see the options you have for that as well once we're done with the gameplay. But yeah, man, this is a really smart fight. Like, those steadfast charges are awesome for his unblockable attacks. And basically, just don't take your eye off of your plasma charges and your armor ups. Like, that is why I'm parrying right there. And also, Hulkbuster has 1 permanent armor up, which Crumbling Armor actually cannot remove it. The only way you lose this armor up is by dexing and converting the armor up with the precision into a true strike. So for some reason, the Crumbling Armor, as you can see, those 2 armor ups are just there. So even if I get hit by the Crumbling Armor, it's gonna happen. Unless I dex, I don't lose them. So Hulkbuster is pretty good for this. Really nice. Here, just want to do some baiting out here. You really want him to throw those specials right away, because you don't really want to dex a lot with this guy. Because if you dex, you lose your armor ups, and yeah, the AI can be a little bit annoying. So this fight is not really the fastest. Because I'm not doing heavy attacks with Hulkbuster, because I wanted to keep my combo up so that I have a lot of those steadfast charges, because I have 15 right now, which is really good. But if he throws like 3 special ones, 9 of them are gone if I don't want to dex, which I really don't in this fight. So yeah, man, Hulkbuster, not a bad champion at all. He's got the class advantage. The thing you don't want to do with Hulkbuster is pop a special 1, because if you pop a special 1 while this guy is blocking, you actually consume your armor ups to extend the stun duration of that special 1, but you don't want to lose them. So just go for special 3s or special 2s. And also keep in mind, you cannot really power control this guy, so power drain doesn't work on this guy. As you can see, nothing happened, or power lock. But yeah, man, he is done for. Just parry on with that, and that's it for Havoc. Now, let's talk about the God and Metal. So this is a tough objective, because you literally have, I think, 5 options. We're going to talk about them later. But this is a 6-star rank 1 Odin, guys. This is a 6-star rank 1 I think Sig 20 Odin. So very, very weak Odin. But he's such a monster, guys. He's so OP. First off, you gotta pop the pre-fights so you get those many buffs. But dude, Odin is just so awesome. I actually didn't know how to play with him, but I actually learned. So there I popped the special one with the Odin Force so that I can get the Bulwark as well, and not just the True Strike. Because True Strike, I actually don't need to pop that special one for that, because I get it with converting armor up and precision. So I'm just trying to build up some buffs for that special too. So I popped the special one for that Bulwark, really. And then I want to pop my special 3, which will give me another copy of my buffs that I've triggered throughout the fight. And as you can see there, I'm dexing because I don't really have a lot of those plasma charges on me. Don't do any energy damage or something like that, like Hulkbuster does with his scabies and all that stuff. But yeah, currently I can dex. I have 8 of those steadfast charges and we're looking good. So yeah. Also, another thing you have to be careful of this fight. If you don't have an armor up effect, and you try to purify one of his plasma charges by hitting this guy into the block with a new node, you actually take some damage back. So be careful. If you want to hit this guy in the block and purify some of the charges, you need to have armor ups to not take the damage. But as you can see here, we have the extended duration of our buffs. We have another copy of those. Now we're racing to that special 2. I'm going to heavy attack so that I can have the Odin Force as well, so we can refresh those buffs once we pop that special 2. Right there, I converted over my armor ups. He doesn't really want to throw that special right now. Lost one armor up again. And at this point, I lost my extended duration of that stuff. But it's okay. Now I'm going to parry so that I don't take any damage throughout that special 2. And let's pop it with some Furies. And the damage is going to be 94,000 for that red number. That was awesome. Here I parry that, and as you can see, that definitely hurts for a 6-star rank 1 for sure. But yeah, man, look at this. He's like 50%, almost 50%, and we got a lot of health to work with, or not a lot of health to work with. We had a lot of steadfast charges, so we can just block. There we go. We parry that too. It didn't hurt too much because we parried both of those that time. And here I'm gonna pop that special 2, and let's see. 78,000. Dude, this is a 6-star rank 1 Odin. That's insane. And at this point, this guy has a lot of prowess, so I don't really want to like block another attack because I think I'm gonna die. So I'm just gonna dex this time, racing through that special 2, throw another one, and let's see how much this does, man. We still got a lot of buffs, so this is going to do boom 78,000 again. So he's down to 13%. And at this point, I hit him once in the block, and that's exactly what I said to be careful of. But at this point, I only had 2% health, so one parry would definitely kill me. So that's why that happened. But yeah, man, like a 6-star rank 1 Odin, he did like 500k health, or almost 600k health with one try. Like, he's very, very strong. I honestly think of like maybe investing into this guy. He's just very, very solid. I mean, I really like this node where you can just purify suicides at the start. It's so awesome. Can we have this in every fight? But yeah, at this point here I'm getting hit, but it's not too bad. He didn't crit too much, and I'm just gonna pop the special 2 when I get to it, and then he should die. We don't even need the Odin Force, but I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah. And let's go for that big SP2. I don't want to dex here, so I'm just gonna pop it while he runs at me, and boom. Still 47,000 damage. And that is Odin, man. That's not going to do for the objectives. Now let's talk about the best champions for that. Okay, so first off, for Avengers, we have the best options for that fight is probably Sam Wilson. He's got a lot of armor ups. Very, very easy way to get it. And he's actually got solid damage with his lock-on if you got some physical vulnerabilities as well. Hulkbuster was my favorite option because he was the most ranked up. Not too bad. This Iron Man is probably going to work. It's going to be a little bit slow, but not the greatest. I wouldn't go for Visions because they don't really work. Their power chains do not work. This guy, though, is insane. I actually used my 5-star against this guy, and I did like 1 rotation of the SP3. I popped like 2 SP3s and then 3 SP2s. He was down to like 20% with my 5-star Namor. So if you get lucky with those stuns, you're pretty good. And also it can help you if you don't have an armor up. You can just give him that damage back with the plasma detonation. So Namor is probably up there too. I wouldn't go with Quicksilver because many hits on this guy is going to trigger like some plasmas on you, and it's pretty tricky to fight. But yeah, those are the best options. I think this guy is probably the best. Sam Wilson. Hulkbuster is the next one. Then maybe Namor, and then Iron Man Infinity War. Now let's go for the extra large champion. So Warlock is insane. He's got an armor up, and I believe he's getting it back if he gets purified or something. So if he gets armor broken by that crumbling armor, he's going to get it at some point. Venom is pretty good too. He's got a lot of armor up effects if you're lucky as well. You can just switch them with a heavy attack. Then also we have Hulkbuster here. So he's an extra large champion and is an Avenger. So I think he's the only one that's an Avenger and an extra large champion. Oh, this guy is too. Hulk Ragnarok is good too. But yeah, not really too many great options. Good thing is you can just do that fight with every champion because you can generate an armor up with parrying. But I'd say the best options for extra large are like Venom and Warlock, or Venom and Warlock, and then Hulkbuster. And now let's actually jump over to that to the God and Metal tag. So there's not too many champions. The only champions you have are Thor Ragnarok, Odin, Angela, Heimdall, and Thor Jane Foster. Those are the only 5 champions you can use. And I think that by far the best one is Odin, because Odin is just such a monster. I mean, you saw how good he did as a 6-star rank 1, man. He's a 6-star rank 1. It's ridiculous. And then I would say Angela, because she can generate her own armor ups. But be careful with Angela, because if you are in 2 bars of power, you gain 1 precision almost every time you hit the opponent. So this precision is going to eat your armor buffs, even the ones you're going to parry to get. So maybe like once you go above SP2, just don't pop the special 3, or you just literally pop SP1s all the way, because you really don't want to get to that 2 bars of power, because it's going to eat those precisions, or those armor ups with your precisions. And yeah, there's not too many options. Like Heimdall he's got an armor up, a lot of armor ups actually, but he's not really the strongest. So the more the fight goes, the harder you get. So I wouldn't advise Heimdall unless he's your only option. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I think it's not a bad boss. It's a very, very, very well thought fight. I really, really like what they did about the suicides thing, where you can just purify them. Although they did it for the plasma charges, probably because they know that if you purify his plasma charges while you don't have an armor up, you get damage back. So that is really smart as well. But I really, really like that he added that armor up when you parry. Makes the fight a lot more enjoyable. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about the Havoc boss fight, and hopefully this video helped you. And if it did, let's give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.